You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Hello. Welcome back,
Hello.
everybody. It's the Code Rad Show. I'm Jason, and this is Jim.
Hey, Jason, how you doing this week?
I'm great. Good to see you again. We will be discussing a British and Japanese program, as usual. First, I'd like to pimp my comic book. Here's a not nearly finished, still has to be colored, and these are not the real dialogue bubbles, but this is a page from Interplanet Volume 2. As you can see, in production, coming along nicely, really excited. Interplanet Volume 1 is available for a very small amount of money at fundmycomic.com. Easy to find, Interplanet. Check it out. It's the beginning of a big space science fiction fantasy epic. And Jim brings a show to the program this week. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I want to, let me see. I want to say, guys literally only want one thing, and it's massive space battles with evil aliens and cool spaceships and cool Micronaut-looking robots. I mean, like, one of my favorite toys of all time was the Antron Micronaut. Should have brought a picture. Should have brought a picture of it. But the robots piloting the bad guy's ship kind of look like Antron. So I love that. I mean, you had some very pretty straightforward callbacks to Star Wars in this.
Oh yes.
Some shots lifted pretty much directly from Star Wars. Down there on the bottom, you see a sort of cannon that looks a lot like Death Star blasters from Star Wars. So great, just a good time, very fun show. It's hard to top Darth Vader's costume design, but this evil lady with the sentient eye patch, whatever's going on there, that was a pretty crazy costume design. That was so much going on in this show. What's it called, Jim?
X-Bomber.
I asked it like that because it seems like when you look for X-Bomber on YouTube, things with different names come up. Are there different translations of the title, or is that a completely different show?
There are. I was going to actually get to that. But yes, it was shown all over the world. And we'll see, later on that it didn't really catch on in Japan, but it actually became a cult classic in the UK. It was rebranded the name Starfleet. So I think I can see that's kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I saw. Starfleet.
Yeah. But between the two, I like the Japanese version better, personally. But well, let me bring in my slides here.
Okay, I probably have to do that. There we go.
So yes, indeed, this week we're talking about X-Bomber. So X-Bomber ran on Japanese TV from 1980 through 1981. It was 25 episodes. And so actually, let's talk about the year 1980. So two things in Japan were very popular during 1980. One was Super Marionation. That's right. Super Marionation is a
awesome
portmanteau of marionettes and animation. And let's see. Okay. So it was very interesting. I didn't know this, but apparently what they would do for, last week we talked about the various Jerry Anderson shows. What they would do is that they would put these devices called solenoids in their heads. And basically what a solenoid is, it's a coil of wire that's acting as an electromagnet, and it converts electrical energy into a linear mechanical motion. That's how the mouths were moving. So they would use pre-recorded dialogue, and that was converted into electrical impulses that traveled to the puppets. So through the solenoids, it would make the mouth move. So that was very, very cool. That's how they did that. So
Yeah, they use solenoids in pinball machines as well.
Oh, did they? Okay, did not know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Did not know that. That's very cool.
yeah. I believe
Um,
when you get multi-ball and the balls start launching on their own into the play field without you having to pull back the plunger, I believe that's a solenoid doing that.
okay, did not know that. Okay, it fits though. It makes sense. I was gonna say, so in Japan, 1980, shows like Captain Scarlet were released in Japan. Um, this actually is one of my favorite of all the Jerry Anderson series. It's a kids program, but it was very violent. A lot of blood.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff go. Another was Joe 90, that was also popular in Japan and released there. Joe
Hmm.
90, I don't believe was released in the States. I do believe it was released on DVD in the States, but never on television, I don't believe. Of course, though, the biggest is Dun Dun Dun, was Thunderbirds. That was
Yeah.
the biggest of the Jerry Anderson series to become the most popular in Japan. And when this X Bomber was pitched to the Japanese TV stations, they pitched it as basically updated Thunderbirds.
Mm.
And when the Japanese TV stations got wind of that, like, oh, so they were agreed to buy the show and give it a not a bad budget. Um, the second biggest thing in Japan, 1980, was a movie you may or may not have heard of. In this style was Star Wars. Star Wars was very popular in Japan, and I believe that when George Lucas first saw the screening in Japan, when the movie was over, there was silence, and he became worried. He thought
Mm.
people would be yelling, yeah, clapping and cheering, but he became very worried, and they said, no, that's good, that's the reaction you want. And of course, the Japanese loved it. The whole world loves Star Wars. But that,
Yeah, and in 1996, I went to Seattle, and
uh-huh.
they had some special theater. I forget, it was IMAX. It was a special theater. They didn't show regular movies. They showed there was some kind of movie on that was kind of like a sampler showing modern special effects.
Right.
This was I mean, obviously, this is like 30 years ago, so my memory is not the greatest thing. But one of the things they showed in this movie was like a computer-generated recreation of the first scene of Star Wars. I mean,
Oh
actually, just like
wow.
pretty much just like the first shot of the Rebel blockade runner being chased by Death Star. And at the
Right.
time, this was really state of the art and everything. But there was a huge group of Japanese people there, some kind of
Oh
field
wow.
trip. They were all wearing the same uniform and everything. And yeah, they started cheering when when Star Wars was flashed on the screen. The crowd went wild.
That store that I went to in New York City was a Forbidden Planet. There was these Japanese folks that were really into Star Wars, and they were
Mm.
waiting. I think Episode 7 was on the rise. So yeah, no, it's was very popular then. It still is. Um, let's see. This gentleman right here is Kimio Ikeda. He was a Japanese TV producer, and he kind of wanted to blend the two genres together of Star Wars and Super Mario Nation. Let's see.
Of course.
And then we have, yeah, so apparently Star Wars marionettes do exist.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's one hell of a collector's item.
Yeah, it's very cool. Let's see. The problem is with marination, Super marination, is that it costs a lot of money, regardless of the currency or the country. Now, in the case of Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds, just to make one puppet back then cost 250 pounds.
Mm.
So adjust that now, and that's a lot of money, and
Yeah.
that's just for one.
Mm-hmm.
So times that by, if you have a whole cast of puppets, then it's like 250. It adds up. And just to do a single episode cost about 22,000 pounds just for one episode.
Wow.
But they had the backing of this guy. This is Lou Grade,
Mm.
who was I think in charge of ATV and ITV, I believe. Well, he had financial Jerry Anderson had a lot of financial backing from this guy, and where Lou Gray made his money, he's holding a check there, but he made his money mostly by selling shows like Thunderbirds or Captain Scarlet to foreign countries like
Mm-hmm.
America and Japan. So his shows had a lot of financial backing. Unfortunately, this show, yeah, he was pretty much just swimming in money at that point. Unfortunately, this show really didn't have the backing that Thunderbirds had. They had some backing, but not as much. So what Ikeda did was he hired Go Nagai, who was popular for shows or things like Cutie Honey. Not released in America. You probably can guess why, but not until later anyway. But it was a big hit in France and Italy, where they're more lenient with things like that.
Yeah.
He also did Devilman. Unfortunately, also never seen on American TV because it was just too violent, like way too violent. Like people having like stalactites like jammed through their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, NBC, CBS was like, yeah, no, we can't show that here. And another show, a big show was Mazinger Zendo, Mazinger Z. That was popular around the world, and that actually was released in American TV under the name of Transor Z. How they go from Mazinger to Transor, I have no idea, but that's what they named it. So unfortunately, as a great show as it was, the ratings just weren't there, and as a result, it only lasted for 25 episodes in Japan. It was up against shows like we see here. This is, I believe, Denzi Man, and another show that I did not know of. Let's see here. I believe that's Ryori Tengoku, which translates to Cooking Heaven. So it's hard to believe that a cooking show beat X Bomber, but it did. Had a lot of viewers, but why a cooking show? Like, I don't know, but apparently was his competition.
Yeah, I mean, cooking shows have always been popular.
Yeah.
Not really a prime time thing in America that
No.
I mean, when the Food Network started, then yeah, sure, they had 24-hour programming of cooking stuff like that. But
maybe
major networks.
That was later, but yeah.
Sure.
But I was like, yeah, really? A cooking show beat this out? It's like but apparently, yeah. Let's see. Now, even though the series didn't do well in Japan, the toys did very well. We can see here, there's the X-Bomber, a very cool toy indeed. So I'm just going to do a brief rundown of the show. I'm going to do like a scene-by-scene analysis of it. Definitely didn't really need to do that, but he mentioned before, here's the very cool-looking ship. So basically, it is the year... What year was it? Let's see. It was basically, here we go, 2999.
I was gonna say that. I
forgot that. Basically World War III, and then the Earth was at peace, but not for long. Those are their famous last words.
Yeah.
So the aliens from Lord Gelman are attacking our Earth Defense Forces, and they're starting at Pluto. They get to Pluto and they wipe everybody out. I thought even their other ships were pretty cool. They kind of look like bugs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Definitely a lot of bug theme in the design.
And the lady mentioned her name was Bloody Mary, which I thought was a pretty awesome name for a villainous. And I love this whole set, like this whole eyepiece that.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah,
I love it. It's just so original. Just So the general knows of basically all the Earth Defense Forces of Pluto had been destroyed. He needs to talk to this guy. This is Dr. Ben. He goes, well, I need you to put Project X into effect. Is it ready? He goes, well, not quite. It's almost like 91%, 92%. It's almost, we're getting there. He's like, well, I need you guys to start now. So what is Project X? Well, we'll find out momentarily. But these three guys, this is Shiro Ginga. Ginga translates to galaxy. The guy in the middle is Big Man Lee, who okay, not very big. And Bongo Hercules is the guy
Yes.
on the right. The UK version called him Shiro. It's Shiro, but they said Shiro. I was like, all right. So there's the X bomber, it's a pretty huge ship in its own right. There's again, you can see the blades in the back of the ship kind of make like an X. So you don't see it until episode 4, but inside the ship of X bomber are these 3 parts that form Big Die X, which is really very cool. And of course, that was they use that as a vehicle to sell models and toys and whatnot. That's a very cool looking toy right there. Or it might be a model, either way. Well, even though it wasn't a hit in Japan, it became a cult classic in the UK, where it came under the name of Starfleet. And that's the first I heard of it, because every article I read said it was aired in the US, but I don't remember it at all.
No.
If somebody watching knows otherwise, please leave comments in the comment section, because I'm kind of curious. But no, the only one that I knew it was through video. Remember West Coast Video? I miss video stores.
Yeah.
West Coast Video was having a liquidation sale, and they were selling these. I got a few of them. I thought, this is pretty cool. I knew nothing about the show until years later. I had a feeling it was either from Japan or somewhere else. I could tell it was dubbed. But the show actually was shown all around the world. Just some of the countries that was shown in was Australia, Mexico, Germany, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Portugal, Argentina, and Italy, just to name a few. So it had a pretty big world presence. But yeah, it's a shame it just didn't really catch on like they would hope it would. But yeah, it was just a very well done show. Shame it didn't last longer, but yeah, I think it was a cool idea of combining Star Wars and Super Mario Nation.
Yeah,
it lasted longer, but it didn't.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, lots of spaceships and cool character designs and concepts, and also the visual effects were good too. The energy beams they would shoot at each other were pretty good. I mean, a lot of times those can be really hokey, even in 1980, and I thought all around pretty solid, very enjoyable show.
No, thanks. You can the show is for sale. You can get it on Amazon through Discotheque Media, I believe, did put it out. It contains both the English version and the Japanese version, but I prefer the Japanese version myself. But your mileage may vary. But also has a great theme song too. It's called "Soldier in the Space," and I was like, I like this. It's very like kind of 80s. Not glam rock, but I guess more pop than glam, I guess. But I even added my Spotify list, so it's just how much I like the song. So, Soldier.
Nice. And that reminds me, I'm going to plug our 100th episode.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Not sure when it's going to happen. It'll be in about, I guess, 2 months away. We probably have about 8 more. It's probably about 8 more episodes, but it's also Japanese and very 1980s oriented. I think it might have come out in 1980. Not totally sure, but it's a very 80s oriented Japanese program, and it will also be our first live stream. So we will be promoting the heck out of that as the date approaches. But now, we have to talk about something not nearly so much fun as Japanese teenagers in the 80s having a good time. Back to old Blighty England's, back to nihilism, just death, blood, torture. Yes, it's fan favorite Utopia, British TV series from 2013 that predicted the future. Unfortunately, I discovered it in 2020 as the events from the TV show were playing out in real life. It's the story of if you need to be filled in a bit, you could check out our last episode of Code RAD, where we review Utopia, the first episode. It's about a mysterious comic book manuscript that was never published. It seems to be falling, it falls into people's hands. They pass it along. some mysterious assassins come and kill people who had the manuscript. If you have it, they come after you. And it turns out we learn, episode 1 is shrouded in mystery. Episode 2 reveals quite a bit of why the manuscript is important and why there are assassins killing people who have it, who the assassins work for and stuff. So, the episode begins with a brutal death. Someone gets hit by a truck, and that is a theme of this show. To tell you the truth, by the time I got through my first viewing about 5 years ago, by the time I got through halfway through the second season, I was getting a little bit exhausted by all the brutality. I think someone might die a really bloody death, pre-credits in every episode. I can't promise you that, but the plot is incredible. We find out that in the 1970s, the Soviet Union was developing bioweapons, and so in a response, the Western world developed. They created an intelligence agency called the Network. This universe's version of the CIA or MI6, a secret intelligence agency designed to, specifically to combat the Soviet bioweapons. And so there was this mysterious figure hovering over episode 1. Everyone was asking, who is Jessica Hyde? Well, she shows up, and it turns out she is the daughter of one of the people who created the network.
Is it Carvel?
Exactly. Yeah. Her father's name was Carvel, who, along with some guy named Rabbit, created the network. And so he is not only Jessica Hyde's father, but he wrote Utopia. I guess he tried to leave the network, and they captured him, tortured him until he was crazy, and sent him to an insane asylum. Well, he escaped, went to an insane asylum, and wrote this Utopia comic book, which tells the secrets of this mysterious bioweapon, which may or may not be unleashed on the world. Well, we find out over the course of this episode, there's the person who works for the health department. I'm pretty sure it's not like the actual British health department. It's got a fictional name here, but he works for the health department in England. He's been he's been blackmailed into buying a huge stockpile of preventative shots for the Russian flu. And before this episode ends, wouldn't you know it, there is a Russian flu epidemic beginning.
Yes.
So at this point, you have no idea what is going on, because this guy has been blackmailed into buying this medication, even though it seems completely useless. He is beside himself. The only reason he would do something, spends tons and tons of money on this medication, is because he's being blackmailed. And he thinks it's the worst thing in the world, but then we find out there is actually the epidemic is beginning to happen. The epidemic that he has just bought all these cures for, that are, actually preventative. So what is going on with that? Why is someone blackmailing him into buying medication for a pandemic that is just beginning? Well, don't know. And I forgot to write down there. They're trying to find the publisher. Our heroes. We have Jessica Hyde, who teams up with our heroes who are basically fans of Utopia. They go on, I want to say Usenet, Usenet was long gone by 2013, but people who went on the internet message boards talking about Utopia, they're being chased by the assassins now. They go and find the wife of the publisher, who Jessica Hyde immediately susses out to be a CIA agent, and more brutality.
Yes.
And things don't turn out very well for that CIA agent.
Not at all.
And that's basically, and that's where that's where things are left at the end of episode 2. It's interesting to see. It's the way television has evolved. I feel like even since 2013, shows now are packed with a lot more stuff. This episode felt kind of almost meandering in comparison to modern day shows. But there's episode 2. Did you have anything to bring up about that?
I lost you for a minute there.
Yeah, a little glitch.
Yeah, well, I think it's a very well written show. I think it's a very well acted show, and I do want to see what happens next. But it's definitely not. Again, it's not like a barrel full of. It's not a fun show. It's like, okay, I'm going to torture you now. It's like, just. In the first episode, just to refer, it's just, some people torture people in the soles of the feet or their toes, but me, I was like, don't say the eyes. Don't say the eyes. He says the eyes. I'm like,
yeah.
Ukfe. So
yeah. Very rough to watch. I mean, I think that was sort of like the the Reservoir Dogs, the ear cutting sequence.
Oh yeah.
I think this was the thing to get everybody talking.
Yeah.
A lot of reviewers say they couldn't watch it. They had to close their eyes, which, same thing. They say Reservoir Dogs, people walked out during that scene with Michael Madsen.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
Oh, yeah. And it was Michael Madsen, and the cop was some actor. Don't know. But yeah, I mean, that was a scene that helped make the reputation of Reservoir Dogs and Quentin Tarantino. And I think, I can't remember his name, the mastermind of this show, Dennis something. I think he was pretty much lifting that technique, do something really shocking and horrible to get attention, make people remember this show, talk about it.
Oh, you definitely do. That definitely stuck out in my mind. Yeah, just well, he couldn't just stop at the peppers. He had to get. And now I'm going to use sand. It's like, oh, come on. It's like,
yeah.
And now bleach. It's like, God, you guys are, yeah. But I will keep watching because I want to see where it goes. And 12 episodes is not a big commitment, I don't think. So I'm just curious to see what happens next. And I think when you want to see what happens next, you have a good show.
Yeah, for sure. The plot is incredible. I love it. It's very interesting. Just any sort of show where you're just sorting through all these threads, trying to find the secret. I kind of think maybe my first experience with this was Watchmen, was a similar kind of storytelling where you have you have your characters trying to sort out what kind of crazy thing is happening to their lives. I feel like Utopia is similar kind of storytelling. Any kind of conspiracy cinema, conspiracy movie, TV show, comic book kind of follows that. One of my most watched episodes of Code Rad was the Dean Koontz adaptation, Soul Survivor. Same thing. Strange events happen. This guy finds himself being chased by assassins, and he can't understand some kind of huge government thing going on. Same basic plot, but it never gets old for me. And as long as you can put a fresh, coat of paint on it, come up with some new characters and some new conspiracies, I'll always be there for it.
Yeah, it's very well written, very well acted, and you won't fall over with laughter, but unless you're really sick. But yeah, it is definitely worth seeing.
All right, so there you have it. Join us next week. We will continue this journey through Utopia for a few more weeks. And thank you for joining us. Good to see you again, Jim.
Jason, take care. Good seeing you.
Awesome. Have a great week. Bye, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Bye for now.